Fighters of the 14th Operational Brigade of the Ukrainian Armed Forces have attacked a house where Russian soldiers were hiding near the city of Pokrovsk in eastern Donetsk region. Opening fire from small arms, the fighters forced the Russian soldiers hiding there to surrender. As a result, 4 Russian soldiers hiding in the house were taken prisoner. The prisoners were taken away from the area with their hands tied. The assault group of the 1st Battalion of the 38th Marine Brigade under the Ukrainian Armed Forces has attacked the position of the occupying Russian army near the village of Nikolaevka in Donetsk region. The fighters, approaching the area in a Swedish-made BVS-10 armored personnel carrier, opened fire with small arms and advanced. Then they threw anti-tank mines into a bunker installed in the trench. As a result of the explosion, the invaders in the bunker were destroyed. The Ukrainian fighters left the area without suffering any casualties.
Carrying out the order of dictator Vladimir Putin to create a sanitary zone, the 30th Motorized Rifle Regiment of the Russian Armed Forces suffered critical losses. Its 2 battalions effectively ceased to exist. The Russian Z Resource Northern Channel, which is connected with the Russian army, spoke frankly about this. The Russian offensive in Sumy region got bogged down quite quickly. In a number of areas, Ukrainian forces began to recapture territory, pushing the occupiers back to the border. The Russians fell apart, in particular near Alexeyevka. There, they suffered very heavy losses. We have sorted out this strange decision to use units of the 155th Brigade near Alexeyevka when 2 battalions of the 30th MRR are already stationed there. It is not a matter of trust/mistrust in the command of the 30. The fact is that they do not exist. These battalions no longer exist at all, the channel wrote. He did not specify where these battalions had gone. However, it is not difficult to guess. Russia is suffering very heavy losses during the offensive due to its favorite tactic of meat assaults. Recently, Russia's total irreparable losses during the full-scale war exceeded 1 million people. This number included both liquidated and wounded occupiers. Ukrainian forces are gradually driving Russian troops back from parts of Sumy Oblast, President Volodymyr Zelenski said recently. The statement follows weeks of intensified Russian offensives along the northeastern border. Russian troops have advanced into Sumy Oblast since Ukraine's withdrawal from most of its positions in Russia's Kursk Oblast in March. Since March, Russia has reportedly taken control of about 200 square kilometers in northern Sumy Oblast, including roughly a dozen small villages. As of May the 31st, mandatory evacuations were ordered for 213 settlements. In May, Russian President Vladimir Putin ordered his military to create a so-called security buffer zone along the border with Ukraine, while Zelensky said that Moscow had massed 50,000 troops near Sumy. In an interview with Bild, Zelensky dismissed Moscow's claims of significant territorial gains as a Russian narrative aimed at shaping global perceptions. He stressed that Ukrainian forces have managed to hold off a renewed offensive for nearly 3 weeks. Sumy Oblast, which shares a long border with Russia, has been under near constant attack since the start of the full-scale invasion in 2022.